There's always some. Okay, good. We're in. Let's see. Let's go live. Got my wine. We're about to be good. Okay. All right. So. All right. Loading preview. All right. So we're having issues with YouTube. YouTube's changed the process and is making it more difficult.
Word.
Yes. So they changed it like 3 weeks ago. Used to be easier, but now they have an extra step.
Oh, okay.
All right. Welcome. This is Comic Strategy. That's JS. We're here at the, what should we call this place?
We are in Georgia. Beautiful Georgia.
We're in a very nice place. This is Kings for Queens, and we are the talk show of men that are geared towards women. Okay, I'm gonna redo that because that was a scrap. Okay, we are a men's talk show geared towards women, and today's show we're talking about the guide to understanding men. Why men can't express their feelings. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty and discuss some things that you may want to hear, you may not want to hear, but we're gonna be honest with the situation and tell you what's really going on out there in the streets. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the questions. I'm going to pull the questions up because why? I don't know, because I probably should do that. If we're going to ask questions, I probably should know what those questions are and have the answers ready to go. That's kind of the best way to do that kind of a thing. We do have flowers. It was suggested that we have flowers today. It is Easter Sunday for those who celebrate Resurrection Sunday. God bless you. For those who don't, hey, it's your prerogative. So let's see. Where is that file? There it is. Bam. No, that's not it.
Check it out.
Well, these are the questions. Yeah, okay, so question number one.
Oh, yeah, I know you're probably looking for something.
I'm looking for my answers. Question number one. What are three reasons? What are 3 reasons why men don't express their feelings? JS.
All right. I don't currently have 3, but I can basically explain. We don't express our feelings a lot of times because it's a verse by J. Electronica, and he says it's hard when you really can't express yourself. A lot of times, men, we can't. It's hard to express ourselves especially the way that women want us to express ourselves. To like they, a lot of women want us to express ourselves like they express themselves to us. And sometimes it's difficult. You know what I mean? We aren't that articulate most times to just kick that right out. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times when as I've gotten older, I think I've gotten a little better. But when I was younger, if you was trying to get some shit out of me, it wasn't coming. You know what I mean? So I think, most times it is because we don't want to look weak. And when we're younger, a lot of times we don't want to look weak. But as we get older, we know it's like shit, we're getting older, let me let this woman know how I feel, so. But it's hard. I know that wasn't 3, but this is some of the stuff that we think about.
Before I answer that question, Rodney should be on the way. It's Easter Sunday. He may have had to do a lot of repenting today, so we're going to go ahead and just keep on going. Hopefully he shows up any minutes. And he's doing fine, So, anyways, I'm gonna answer the question myself. What are the 3 reasons? What are the 3 reasons why men don't express their feelings?
It's Easter, y'all. Come on now.
Okay, so I'm going to go a different route on this. I've thought about this for a while. First reason is this. Number 1, we don't see eye to eye. What does that mean? Well, I'm going to that in a second. Number 2, our expression is a little different than women's. And number 3, too much. What am I really saying here? So, for a long time, my thought process was this. Our thought process was, hey, the reason why men don't express their feelings is because they are taught not to express their feelings. That's not necessarily true. especially when men are raised by women, well, boys raised by women become men, because fathers are not necessarily at the house because they're doing whatever the hell they're doing, cheating, scheming, or just working too much, or just doing something else. So here's the thing. How do men express their feelings? We express them different than women. So I would say, first of all, that women are the golden standard when it comes to expression of feelings. They know how to do it. They know what ways to do it. Sometimes a woman can go overboard, but overall, they know how to express their feelings in most cases.
Most times.
Yeah. Men, not that we don't necessarily know how to express our feelings, we just do it differently. Our expression is different. And we are much more guarded on our expressions. What does that mean? Give you an example. We love sports. So, if we're talking to you and you can't stand sports, quote unquote, and I'm not saying all men like sports, but a good majority of men like sports, we're going to think twice before we express our feelings. Now, why is that? Because if you can't understand our love for sports, how are you going to understand our feelings, which are so much more in-depth and crazy and asinine to some degree? Second, there are certain things that we just can't express that, just to make us look bad, and I'll go into that in a second, but our expression is different. It's different because the way we express certain things is different than how a woman's going to express it. So when we do so, it looks crazy. Third, and I said too much, when we really start expressing our feelings, I'm not so sure that women can handle it. What do I mean by that? I'll just give you an example of what I've gone through. For the past, since my divorce in 2010, the past, it's been 9 years, but I'll say the past 5 years, I've been very expressive and vocal about my feelings. When I am going on a date or when I'm talking to a woman I'm interested in. And it is not unusual for them to get so pissed off when I start expressing my feelings that they're like, I don't want to date you, or I would never date you. Like, I have a couple of my friends that have said that to me.
Well, why would they say that?
Because I'm giving them the raw deal. I'm saying, hey, this is what we're thinking. This is how we're seeing this thing. And they are so offended by it. I'm like, don't get offended. I'm talking about how I feel. I'm not talking about how necessarily it affects you, because this is just my honest
Because of
approach.
how you explain your feelings. So.
Yes. So the explanation can become so offensive to a woman. And that's not the intention, but it's just so much. Because when we really start expressing, it gets like extra raw. A woman that can express stuff that's very raw and very open and honest. And I'm not saying you can't, but the way you do it is different than the way men do. So that's a long, drawn out way to say those are my three. So part two, not part two, but question two. What does men expressing their feelings look like?
I would say a lot of times it looks like, you ever had a fight with your woman, y'all stop talking or whatever?
Yeah.
And the brother come through and he like, hey, I'm about to run to the store real quick. You want something? At that point, he was actually saying, I'm sorry. Would you like something? Would you like something that I normally get for you from the store? He's actually showing his love at that point, saying, I love you. Did you want something from the store? And then you might look back and like, no, I don't want nothing, because you're still mad. But right then, he was saying, I love you. I want to get you something from the store, and I don't know how to express myself right now. So I'm just going to say, do you want something from the store? Because we bad at this shit. You know what I mean? We real bad at this shit. So a lot of times that's what it looks like. You know what I mean? But you probably don't get it. You probably think he's an asshole. Going to ask me, do I want something from the store? Hell no, I don't want nothing from the store. But actually, he was extending an olive branch at that time, and you just didn't know it.
Yeah. So, asking that same question, what does men expressing their feelings look like? My answer is, first of all, do you really want to know? I'm not so sure you do. It is crazy. I really kind of wish sometimes that women were like flies on the wall at a men's meeting, because you would be like, wow, I did not know. Because it gets crazy. So there's a right way, there's a wrong way, there's everything in between. Let me explain first the wrong way, because you have a lot of these whiny niggas out here that are running around town complaining about every damn thing. You know what they're doing? They're expressing their feelings. But they're doing it in a way that they think is the gold standard. So, sometimes you hear people say, why are so many men acting like women? Because they're trying to express their feelings like women, because women are the gold standard when it comes to expressing feelings. But that does not make it the right standard for men to express their feelings. Now, I do agree, we don't necessarily do a good job of it, but we need to do a better job. But when we do a better job of expressing our feelings, it does not look like the way women express their feelings. And that is where the disconnect happens. If you even think about sports, for example. Why are men so involved in sports? Now, there's more and more women that are like, appreciative of sports and like to watch sports and kind of thing. But still, I run into plenty of women that are like, I don't understand sports, I think it's stupid, blah, blah, blah. That, how can I say it? So, and this is not an effort to mansplain, because I definitely don't want to do that. But if you want to understand men, start learning sports. Start understanding their love for video games. Get a better understanding of why they love their cars. And when you do that, you will have a better understanding of how men think and express. Women express their feelings through devotion and explanation, which is a great thing. Men express their feelings through action. Instead of telling you, we're just going to show you. So, if you remember that, it will help you to better understand how men think, because we don't necessarily think right on stuff. We just try to show and prove. Like, okay, I love you, so the way I can show you that I love you, or tell you that I love you, is by going to work every day, bringing in money, paying the bills, making sure the trash is taken out on time, etc., etc., etc.
That shit ain't good enough.
Well, here's the thing, because women don't think that we are being expressive, because they don't understand that our expression is action, not so much words. So you get that term, you're emotionally unavailable, and there's plenty of men that are like that, but that's not necessarily a case for every man. And I know for me, I'm definitely not emotionally unavailable, but I get that label because I love to express my feelings through action. But action it's not necessarily enough, at least in my opinion, from what I've heard from a woman. They want to hear the words, they want to hear the terms, they want to hear the terminology. Men don't necessarily do that very well. But it doesn't mean that they're not expressing their feelings. And I mentioned the wrong way. The right way for men to express their feelings is obviously to let you know what they're thinking, but not to go into great detail. Just give you the footnotes and some details, but just footnotes. Because when we go into great detail, you're going to think all men are insecure, all men think that they're inferior, all men think they have problems, all men think that they can't do it. When in actuality, what we're saying is, these are the issues that we have to overcome and conquer on a daily basis. So, that's question 2. We're going to go ahead and go into the Devil's Advocate section.
Yes.
So, I'm going to do the first part and you can do the second part.
All right.
Kind of hopefully, I'm sure Rodney's fine.
Yeah.
Sangria, beer, yeah, we're drinking today. Easter Sunday celebration for me. I'm not plastered yet. Just a little drink.
Yeah.
So.
You see, want me to go on the second?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Devil's Advocate?
Yes.
All right. If men express their feelings, how would men communicate? Is that right?
Yes. If most men express their feelings normally, like on a regular basis.
Okay.
Based on where the standard is to express feelings. how would men communicate? Well, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound very bad, but it's the truth. Men are not designed to express feelings the way women do. So what does that mean?
That shit wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, because if men express feelings like women,
kids would.
You would downgrade them.
Kids wouldn't be made if that was. We'd be fucking talking all day.
We'd be looking all weak and frail. Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
So men have to express their feelings in a way that validates them as men. So you have to take into account when men express their feelings. So when men express their feelings, what they are saying, well, when men express their feelings, you have to take into account ego. You have to take into account bravado. That's the right word. You cannot disconnect that from men's feelings. You cannot disconnect the obligations from men's feelings. They're just not able to do that. We're not able to do that. So when we express our feelings, we take all that stuff into consideration. So it's very different than women who are able to disconnect themselves and say, okay, from a wide spectrum, this is how I feel about every single aspect of the situation. Men are like, whoa, I'm not disconnecting myself to this. I'm going to say this, etc., etc., etc. Now, it's very hard to me even to explain this difference. So the best way for me to say it is women speak their emotions, men show their emotions.
Basically, men speak in logic, women speak with emotion. And if we expressed our feelings, this world would be crazy. Everything is made how God wanted us to make it. You know what I mean? It causes that disconnect, that little disconnect that makes shit in life work. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have any TV shows or have any drama if men could just express their feelings. Imagine if men and women can express their feelings back and forth. This shit, it'd be a whole bunch of crying ass people all the damn time. So no, it just can't happen. But you know what I mean? It would be nice. It would be nice. So unfortunately,
so here's the thing though, because I've seen relationships where the man and the woman, as they're talking to each other, are able to fully express their feelings about situations and each other, and it works very well. But what's very clear is the way they do it is very different.
Yeah.
But I think we have this standard of how we should express feelings, and because of that standard, when men start to try to say something, women are like, that's not how you express feelings. That's immature. You don't know how to express feelings. And the reality is, that's the only way we express the feelings.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it just wouldn't work though, y'all. Let's go to number 2. Are there emotions that are not good to express openly as a man?
Yes, there are. I'm going to go over them. I'm going to read my notes here. Sadness, for example, not good to express as a man, because the first thing you'll think is, why are you a crying bitch? Because that's what you're going to think. Why are you all sad all the time, you crying bitch? Okay, depression. Why are you such a weak bitch? Why are you all sad and, running around town like, oh, I'm depressed? Nigga, raise your ass up. Third, disappointment. Shut up, you whiny bitch.
All of yours end up in whiny bitch.
Yes, because there's a theme. So, I mean, when you get disappointed, the first thing you think of as a man, you're a man. You're supposed to get yourself up and keep going. Why are you sitting here expressing? That happened 2 days ago. Why are you still talking about it? What are you gonna do about it? Fourth, insecurity. Oh, so you're a punk bitch. Why are you all unsure about yourself? Go talk to that woman. Go out there and make it happen. Be a leader. What's wrong with you? Fifth one, and the last one for now, horniness. Oh, so now you're a thirsty bitch. And you're running around town trying to get this one and that one all the time. What is wrong with you? So, yes, I did use some terminology there, but the bottom line is, if we express certain emotions or feelings that's the label that we receive. So I'm not saying necessarily that's how it should be, but that's how it is. So men choose not to, as they mature in their feelings and of that nature, they choose not to share or express those particular things.
Well, maybe like 1 and 2, I can agree with what Comix was saying. But yeah, a lot of emotions isn't good for us to express as men because we are here as men on Earth, and if we had the same expressions as women had, it just wouldn't work out. You know what I mean? And we have to have this yin and yang that goes together, and if both of us were emotional at all times, it just wouldn't work in this world. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't work. It would be a lot of crying people and no babies being made. And we need that. We got to keep the world going, But,
well, I mean, if you think about that for a second, you go on Facebook, there's all these men complaining about black women and this and that and all that kind of shit. That is a poor rendition of how men express their feelings. Instead of stepping up and understanding that, all black women are not this way, they're just displaying foolishness.
All right. Number 3. What are healthy ways men express their feelings? I mean, healthy ways. Every day we express our feelings. You just really have to pay attention to it. A lot of times women say, man, you don't express your feelings, but we do. At times when we say I love you, we may not put the little emphasis on it, like, I love you, but, have you noticed a man really expresses himself when he's about to lose your ass? We real good at the shit then. So if you really notice, a man will bring out all the fucking stops when we are about to lose your ass.
All of a sudden, the niggas romantic.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll get you flowers.
Yeah, like
candy.
Listen, let's light a candle. Please, I got you flowers. Just don't leave me, please. I love you. So when it comes down to it, we can, we about to lose it, we will really express ourselves. You know what I mean?
Man. Okay, same question. My answer is men's groups. If you are with a man and he has no male friends, huge red flag. You gotta have somebody. I'll just give you an example. Me, JS, Rodney. I know JS for a long time, and sometimes after the show we have like a little powwow talk. And I wouldn't say I know them very well, but it's well enough where we can express things. They understand what I'm talking about because they're men, and it helps me out for the rest of the week. So that's a good example. Sports, video games, exercise. Notice that I'm talking about things that we do because men are about doers when it comes to expression. And that's why I'm moving my hands. That's what we do. We don't like to sit down. We don't like to say, when I was a child, we don't like doing that. It's like, what's the point? And maybe that's a flaw in men, but that is how we express our emotions. All right, man.
All right, let's go into segment 3. We're going to go into Dear JS.
Dear JS.
Let's see what it's about today.
All right.
Dear JS, I am a newlywed married to a great man. I love how he loves his mom and his family. Recently, his mother got really sick to the point that she almost died. Since then, he has spent most of his non-work hours at her home to take care of her, and not much here. We have 2 beautiful boys, and they miss him dearly. I feel guilty, but I am missing him as well. I also feel ashamed because his father, my father-in-law, does live there and seems to be doing a good job of taking care of them. It has been almost 4 months, and I have seen them maybe once a week when he comes to sleep before he goes to work. How can I be more supportive and not be selfish in this situation? Well, I'm going to tell you like this. As a person, being my mother is sick right now, I wouldn't, this is a time in life where he really needs your support. And this won't be forever. You understand? But you have to be supportive to your husband because, he needs you at a time when his mother is sick. You know what I mean? And, this is, when you're married, this is the times when, for better or for worse, where he needs you. So I think you just need to be a little bit more supportive of him. Because, even though the father is there, you never know how him and his mother's relationship is. So just be supportive, You never know how long his mother has to be here.
I hear you, and I agree with you. At the same time, he still has obligations.
Sure.
So, the kids get neglected. He can't do that. It's very tough time. I've been there. My father died in 2007. It was not easy. I had 2 kids. It was not a good time. But I could not just abandon my family because my father was sick. He's going to have to find a way to have a little bit more balance. Maybe he needs to call work and say, hey, I'm going to have to spend a little less time at work to take care of my mom and my family. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. You don't want to be the wife that says, I need more time with you. I feel that. But at the same time, as a man, he needs to understand you can't neglect the kids like that. I hear you. Mom is gone. Maybe he can take the kids with him to mom's house. Maybe everybody can go to mom's house. That's one way to do it. But there are ways where everybody can get together and take care of things. And right now, he's not meeting the standard. That's just the bottom line. Speakerphone. So Rodney wants to be on speakerphone. Do you want to hear his answer to this question? Go ahead and put him on speakerphone. Let's see what the dude says. Why not?
That's cool.
So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but we'll just paraphrase if we can.
Hello?
What up, man? Where you at? We don't take no days off.
I just knew about the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
So we didn't hear that. He said it's way more important to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I can't fault him for that. So you want to chime in on some of these questions?
Yeah, man.
All right, hey, let's go into number 2. All right.
Okay.
Dear JS, I love my body. I worked hard to lose 126 pounds to maintain it, and I have fallen more in love with how my curves are hidden in my clothes. Should be fitting. I am all natural. Eat right, and currently I weigh 138 pounds, 12 pounds under my goal, and feel great. I get a lot of men making crude comments about my body, which I expect, unfortunately. But what has still thrown me for a loop is how women respond. They are worse than men. Yesterday at work, a woman tried to start a fight with me because I wouldn't say I had all my work done. A week ago, another woman literally stalked me until I gave her a fake phone number for her to leave me alone. This is the first time my body has looked this good. Oh, shit.
Keep going.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Okay. Hold up. Yeah, I had another call coming in at the same time. All right.
What's the last part of that?
Yeah. What is the end of it? Okay. A week ago, a woman literally stalked me until I gave her a fake phone number for her to leave me alone. This is the first time my body has looked this good. Am I to expect this kind of treatment from men and women everywhere I go?
What's your answer, JS?
Well, hey, look, when you start looking good, you gotta expect this. The haters gonna come. You know what I mean? They gonna come, and you gotta, hey, you looking good now. Hey, women are gonna hate, especially women at work. You know what I mean? They gonna hate. So look, just expect it as a compliment. That's how I look at it. The motherfuckers staring at you, looking at you crazy, just expect that they looking at you because you look good. That's the truth.
Apparently, damn good. You're pulling men and women. So I would say, yeah, you're gonna have to expect it, but you don't have to accept it. So how you handle situations, it's a tough. I mean, a woman stalking you for your number, that's crazy. The woman trying to start a fight with you, I think what she was trying to say was start a fight with you because she think that she went and got some surgery.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So women hate because they sit around and eat bonbons all day, instead of doing the work that you did. And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was about to say that I ain't seen bonbons in a long time.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Popcorn, candy, okay, fine. So my point is, when you do the hard work, you raise your standard, you raise your level. And some people that don't raise their standard or level have a problem with that. Fine girl problems, okay.
When you was a big girl, you had different problems. Like, my brother was eating their lunch problems, you know what I'm saying?
So Rodney is saying that when you're a big girl, your big problem was what? Eating lunch? Is that what he said? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
So,
now she's a fine girl and she's having plastic surgery. It's gonna always be something in life.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
if she just tries to roll with it, it's like, it could be worse. It could be 125 pounds in.
so basically what Rodney is saying is, you're a fine girl now. You no longer have big girl problems. You have fine girl problems. So you have to kind of embrace that as part of the process. It could be worse. You could be back to the big girl problems, which are usually health related, other things, low self-esteem, kind of, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Instead, you have elevated, and you're around a bunch of pigeons apparently who need to squawk. Don't worry about the squawkers. You're an eagle fly. I paraphrase for you, Rodney. Wasn't that nice?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Oh,
Any more?
No, that was the last one.
All right, so
Uh,
thanks for watching. This is Kings for Queens. I am Comic Strategy. JS. Rodney came in the tail end of the phone. He was on vacation apparently, but we want to thank you for watching the show. We're going to be back next week with another Guide to Understanding. I think this one's the sex one.
all right.
Guide to Understanding men and sex. What we're thinking, how we're thinking it, why we're thinking it, etc., etc., etc. It's going to be a serious, serious conversation. You need to make sure you watch it. And I think that's it for Comic Strategy.
I'll be in full effect next week.
Rodney will be here for that show.
Oh, okay.
So, Comic Strategy, JS, Rodney on the phone. We are out.
All right.
See
Happy
ya.
Easter, y'all.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter, everybody, man. That's what I'm doing.
Have an Easter dinner. All right.
All right, Rodney.
All right, man.
All right.
All right. It was good.
All right. Let me stop this. I got to pee.
You.
I've been having to pee for the past 5 minutes.